What's up, YouTube? It's so back again for another video, man. Today we got a video uploaded by Cosmic Wonder. This one's called Spider-Man 4 Venom Symbiote Suit Teaser. Tom Holland Venom Suit first look. Now, it's been hard to not see, but I have seen what apparently the concept / teaser art for Venom Symbiote suit with the on the Spider-Man Tom Holland. I've seen what it looks like, and I gotta say it looks pretty dope. It looks pretty cool. And it's crazy that that was now released, I guess. Like, that's official concept, right? So I don't know, man. Anyway, Warren's about to break it down for us, so let's tune in to see what he has to say. But before we get into it, y'all let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. If it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. My day was pretty good until I got a strike. Yeah. But hey, it'll be gone pretty soon. With that being said, let's go.
Everybody, it's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we
What's
talk all
up?
things Marvel and MCU. And today we have a really big treat when it comes to Spider-Man, and not just Spider-Man No Way Home, but the future of Spider-Man.
All right.
For those of you who are unaware, Marvel Studios and Sony have officially announced that there is going to be another Spider-Man trilogy.
Right.
We are indeed going to be getting 3 new Spider-Man films. So the next Spider-Man film with Tom Holland is going to be Spider-Man 4. Now,
Correct.
What could these new films be about? Well, we actually have a pretty good idea of what Spider-Man 4 is going to be about. And today we kind of got a little sneak peek into that. It involves Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the Venom symbiote suit. So let's dive into it. But if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU and Spider-Man videos. Now, spoiler
I didn't think
warning,
I think they were gonna hold it off until like the
Spider-Man
5th
No Way Home,
film,
or if you
maybe.
don't know about its post-credit scene and the ending of the film, we are going to be talking about
I can't
some
wait till
major
this movie
spoilers.
comes out.
Now, the news that there is going to be more
on,
Spider-Man films
4K,
with Tom Holland's
Ultra
Peter
HD.
Parker isn't that big of a surprise if you've seen the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home. We have a Peter
Right.
Parker who is kind of finally actually Peter Parker in the MCU. He's now finally all on his own. He has his own
Self-actualized,
crappy
you know?
apartment like Spider-Man typically does. He's got his new suit, and he's going off to college. At least that's what the ending led us to believe when we saw that he had a GED book. Since
Right.
everybody forgot who he was, he's not going to be able to graduate high school like a normal teenager. He's going to have to get his GED if he wants to go to college, and since we saw the book,
I
we
such-
know that
I
that's
love
what he's
this
going to
photo.
do. So the next 3 Spider-Man films are going to
Make that
show
my
Peter
poster or
Parker
something.
in college, or at least show him trying to get into college.
Right.
But besides that, what Spider-Man No Way Home told us in the post-credit scene is that at some point in time, Peter Parker is going to come in contact with the Venom symbiote. And right now, we can all assume that this is going to be what happened.
Everywhere they go, chaos happens. They're the only people I haven't heard of to smuggle drugs into Mexico.
I like that
In
guy.
Spider-Man 4, since it was set up
He's
in the
funny.
latest Spider-Man film. They wouldn't really tease that unless it was going to be the next thing that happens to Peter Parker.
I
or
guess,
Peter
yeah,
Parker.
that makes
And
sense,
again,
yeah.
Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige did confirm this, and he confirmed that there are indeed going to be more Spider-Man films with Tom Holland, because he said he didn't want the fans to panic like what happened after Spider-Man Far From Home, where there was a lot of confusion on whether or not Spider-Man was going to remain in the MCU or not.
I remember
so he
that.
told us that to give us some
Yeah, a
clarity.
lot of people were theorizing and saying, even I thought for a second that like what they're gonna do with No Way Home is they're gonna kind of send him off into the Sony universe, and that's how he's gonna interact with Venom and Morbius and all that. But it's not how it's gonna go.
Yes, Spider-Man is staying in the MCU. Yes, there are going to be more films with Tom Holland. And today we actually have some official concept art of Tom Holland's
That's
Spider-Man
crazy,
in
but it
the
looks
Venom
good.
symbiote, and it looks freaking sick. This was
Yeah,
created
man.
by Thomas Ducrest, and he did concept art for Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is official
this is
concept
official.
art, and you have to wonder if
Looks
they
good.
actually planned for him to wear the symbiote in No Way Home
I
at
like
some point in
I
time.
like how they kind of connected it too with the fact that, like, you know, because in Venom in the movies, he has like the kind of like the white veins and stuff rippling around, and it looks super gooey and stuff. And I like how they kind of kept that here with, he has the big spider in the middle, sure, but he also has like the white veins crackling in and stuff from the side. So I really like that.
Maybe an early draft of a script. But regardless, we know that Tom is going to be wearing the symbiote suit in the next film, so it looks like
Also, I
this
like how
is
it's
our first
it
look.
looks
and as you can see here,
symbiotic
it looks pretty dang good. I think
compared
when
to,
Tom Holland
like,
finally
how
wears
Spider-Man
the
3, you know?
symbiote suit, we're going to have
I
a
love Spider-Man 3
Spider-Man
though.
and Venom film like no other. Because Venom and Spider-Man wearing the Venom symbiote are two very different beings.
Right.
Venom, of course, is very big, is very huge, he's very violent. violent, whereas Peter Parker is essentially still Spider-Man, just with kind of enhanced abilities.
Yeah, he's
and yes,
enhanced.
He
He's
can get
pretty
violent
strong.
and he gets irritated, and the symbiote kind of does affect him, obviously, but his stature pretty much remains the same.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very different than what we've seen with Sony and their Venom with Tom Hardy and Eddie Brock. And as you can see here, this looks pretty dang good. Honestly, this is probably the best I've seen the Venom symbiote before. I think it looks a lot better than Venom. Granted, it's just concept art, but I still think it looks a lot better. And we even have the Spider-Man
Better than
symbol
Venom?
on the
Oh,
front,
no.
something we've
Looks
been missing
good,
from
though.
Venom. But the fact that Marvel Studios is going to have a piece of the Venom symbiote bond with Spider-Man in the MCU means we can do the actual origin story of Venom, where he bonds with Peter Parker, Peter eventually rejects him, and Venom goes on to find Eddie Brock and seeks
The
pretty
MCU
much
Eddie Brock?
vengeance or revenge or whatever you want to call it on Peter Parker for the rest of his life. He hates Peter Parker, so him and Eddie fight him, which is what we've all been waiting to see. Now, as far as Venom in the Sony universe with
I got a question. Real quick question. Who would you cast besides Tom Hardy as Venom? I mean, not as Venom, but as Eddie Brock for the MCU? Let me know down below in the comments.
Tom Hardy, we are still going to be getting a third Venom film. However, based off of what I've heard and based off of how Spider-Man No Way Home's post-credit scene left off, it's looking like Venom isn't going to be fighting our Spider-Man, not going to be fighting Tom Holland. It looks like after Spider-Man No Way Home, there seems to be a clear division between the universes, between the MCU and the Sony Spider-Man universe. And this is where all of the talk of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man coming into the Sony universe is coming into the community. So for those of you who are fans of Tom Hardy's Venom and Eddie Brock and want more from that film, of course we are still getting Venom 3. And based off of everything that we've heard from Tom Hardy, it is going to be a film where he goes up against Spider-Man, probably going up against another villain as well eventually, but Tom Hardy has made it pretty clear that he wants Venom 3 to be Venom and Spider-Man together. And lately this is lining up with all of the talks and reports that Andrew Garfield is not done as Spider-Man. He came back as his own Spider-Man.
That's crazy, though, because think about it. The next Venom film is going to be Venom versus Spider-Man. The next game is coming. It's going to be Miles Morales and Peter Parker versus Venom and Kraven. And then we have a Kraven movie coming out. He's already cast it. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Then we also got the Venom thing in the MCU. It's like Venom's, I don't know, man. He's just dominant. He's like, I don't know. I feel like the comment audience might be like, oh, Venom's here, Venom's there, oh, Venom's here, oh, Venom's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just everywhere now, you know? I'm not complaining, though. I'm not complaining. I'm saying the common audience might, you know, feel a little overwhelmed or something.
Spider-Man No Way Home,
and then Andrew getting a Venom suit potentially as well.
And I think he got
if he fights Spider, I don't know.
He got redemption for his The Amazing Spider-Man movies, not only with the fans, but for himself, really. And I think even before his awesome performance, Sony had decided that they want him as their Spider-Man in their separate Spider-Man universe. Now, of course, this is not confirmed at this time, but there have been a lot of reports from insiders like Daniel RBK and My Time to Shine Hello, stating that Andrew Garfield is coming back not for just one more project, but multiple projects down the road. Now, hopefully at some point in time, he comes back in contact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU, but in the meantime, we're thinking that he could be the main Spider-Man for the Sony universe. They have a lot of movies coming out, like Kraven the Hunter, Morbius, which we do know that Spider-Man is at least in pictures in that film. Olivia Wilde is doing a Spider-Woman movie, and it just makes sense that there would be another Spider-Man in the Sony universe, because so much is revolving around Spider-Man, which means Tom Holland will indeed get his own Venom Symbiote Spider-Man movie, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot better than Spider-Man 3. I love Tobey Maguire. He's my favorite Spider.
Stop with the Spider-Man 3 slander. Sure, it'll be better, yeah, but I blame that on the studio. They intervened. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't Sam Raimi. It wasn't Tobey's fault. It was the studio. Blame them. Even though it's a perfect disaster, you know what I'm saying? I love Spider-Man 3. I don't care.
Spider-Man, but a lot of people really don't like Spider-Man 3.
I don't care. I like
this film, Spider-Man 4, with Tom Holland wearing
Venom was the weakest part of that film,
is going to get fans really, really excited.
Still really
there
love
are
it.
really kind of limitless possibilities for this film. However, I do think we are going to get back to a more grounded Spider-Man, since Doctor Strange no longer knows who he is. Happy doesn't know who he is. We can assume that the other Avengers don't know who he is, so
Right.
he's on his own now. And I think
There
that
he
because of
is.
this fact, I
Nick
think we're
Fury
going to
still
be getting
knows who he
back to
is
more
because
of
he
a
was
true
off-world.
Spider-Man feel
I
with
don't
the
know.
movies with Tom Holland in his next trilogy. But let me know what you think about Tom Holland wearing the Venom symbiote suit. Let me know if you like it, if you don't like it.
It looks
what do you
good.
think the plot should
I
be
like how it
for
looks
the
gooey.
next Spider-Man film where Tom Holland gets the symbiote?
Like Venom.
Who do you think the villain should be, or should they just do a Eddie Brock Venom symbiote against Spider-Man? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss
I
out
feel like
on
they
any
could,
of the latest MCU and Spider-Man videos.
no
For
one's
live
gonna
updates,
win,
you can always
really,
follow me
you know?
on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.
Wolf. All right, man. Cosmic Wonder has said it here. Shout out to Warren. Yeah. This concept looks really good. I can't believe they like released that though. But anyways, the concept art looks really good. Like I said, I like how it has the big white logo and then the rippling veins, the white veins like Venom has. I like how it looks kind of shiny and gooey like Venom does. So it kind of adds like, okay, it's not two completely separate things. Like I liked Spider-Man 3, but it was only gooey. It didn't, like when it was on him, it looked like a costume, just a black costume, you know? There were moments where it would do things or like he was taking it off and then it kind of looked gooey, but for the most part, it looked just like a costume, you know? But this one looks sleek and like it's live, like it's moving, you know? So I appreciate and I like that. Anyways, yeah, man, like we're getting a lot of Venom and a lot of Spider-Man coming up really soon, like more than we already got just this December and October with Venom. So I'm here for it though. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what are your thoughts and opinions on this. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at LeroySS. So same YouTube channel. They can also send me to try to. That means peace.